What We Never Plan, Episode 1. I want to tell you about a night that has happened in millions of homes, not one home, millions. A particular kind of night that most of us have never named, because naming it would require admitting that it is happening at all. 10:14 on a Friday evening. A car pulls into a drive. A woman gets out, slowly, carefully, the way you do when your knees aren't where they used to. She's 84. Her daughter is in the driver's seat, watching her mother find the key, turn the lock, open the door, turn, wave. The porch light is on. The daughter installed that bulb years ago, the kind that comes on automatically at dusk. A small act of care that nobody names. The door closes. 20 minutes later, a text. Home safe. Love you. Me too. Good night, sweetheart. 10:47 p.m. That is the last contact. The house goes quiet. Lights off one by one. Kitchen, hallway, bedroom. The order is the same every night. Has been for 40 years. The furnace cycles, the porch light stays on. Nobody calls. Nobody knocks. At 7 a.m., the daughter dials. Not to chat. To hear the voice. To confirm the steadiness. To fill a gap. She didn't used to think about. The phone rings. And rings. And rings. It will be noon before anyone reaches the house. 14 hours. Since the wave goodnight. 14 hours. That gap between the last time someone sees you and the first time someone would notice you are gone. That gap exists in millions of homes every single night. And most families have never counted the hours until something makes them count. This is not a story about one family. It is a condition. A condition that almost no government is measuring, no policy is fully addressing, and almost every family is quietly living. The hours are ordinary. The love is not a question. The gap is not anyone's failure. It is what happens when the people we love most are aging in homes we are not always there to share. And almost none of us plan for this. Not really. It doesn't arrive as a crisis. That's the thing nobody tells you. You are waiting for the dramatic moment, the fall, the diagnosis, the phone call from the hospital. You are waiting for the thing that announces itself. And while you are waiting for that, something else is happening. Something quieter. It arrives as a small recalibrations. The first time they didn't answer the phone, your stomach dropped just for a second. Then they called back 10 minutes later. Sorry, I was in the garden. You laughed. You didn't mention that for those 10 minutes your hands were shaking. The first time they mentioned a fall, casually, almost an aside. Oh, I slipped on the step last week, caught myself on the railing. I'm fine. And you wanted to say, what do you mean last week? Why am I hearing about this now? But you didn't say that. Because you could feel how much their independence means to them. And you were afraid that one wrong sentence would change the relationship into something neither of you was ready for. The first time you drove away after a visit and found yourself checking the rear view mirror, scanning the house. Is that lock strong enough? Is the porch light bright enough? Is the hallway clear? The first time you realized you have been calling at the same time every day, not because you planned it, but because the ritual was the only thing making you feel like you are holding something together. These moments accumulate. Nobody writes about them. They don't make headlines. They are the quiet erosion of the assumption that everything is fine. And then they compound silently, relentlessly, until one day you realize you have been holding your breath for months. The guilt runs in both directions. The adult child feels it, guilty for not being closer, for not calling more, for choosing their own life, their career, their city, their own family, and carrying a low-grade weight about it. As if love without constant proximity is somehow insufficient. And the parent? The parent feels it too. For becoming a worry, for watching their child carry the weight of a concern that was never part of anyone's plan. They never wanted to be a burden. That word, that terrible word, they think about it more than anyone knows. And so both people are managing the same fear from opposite sides of it. And neither of them says it out loud. Because naming it feels like accelerating it. There are many millions of older adults who want nothing more than to stay in their own homes. And they are loved. And the people who love them are doing exactly what the daughter is doing. Watching the door close, driving home, waiting until morning to call. We plan for college. We plan for weddings. We plan for retirement. Nobody holds a ceremony for the day the direction of care reverses. It doesn't arrive with ceremony. It arrives on a Tuesday, in the middle of an ordinary week, while you are thinking about something else entirely. Somewhere tonight, right now, as you are listening to this, there is a house with a porch light on, the automatic kind. Inside, someone is alone, sharp, independent, loved. The hours are passing. And somewhere else, someone who loves them is doing the math. If you are the one who makes the morning call, the call that isn't really about the weather, you are not alone. Millions of people are making that call every day, from every city, in every country. You are not alone in this. This podcast is called What We Never Plan. It's about the things that happen when care arrives before we were ready for it. I am Anand Chaturvedi. This is where I start.